4646 is actually the front of the hospital. So in this video, as you can see, patients are getting into vehicles and people are picking up their loved ones, and on the door you can see it says 4646. So this address is on my Turo application, just to give you a general idea of the environment where you're supposed to come to. This is the biggest landmark in this area, and because of that I had to use it as a marking point. I will explain further as we go through the video why I never use 4700, because 4700 as an address has proved very problematic for most of the Turo guests that try to locate the vehicles they've booked for their trip. Okay, so as you leave the landmark, which is the front and the main entrance of the hospital, where they have the valet, right here is the environment. This is the atmosphere you're going to see. The new building is right there, the hospital's right there, cars are parked on the street. All parking is free parking on this street. Okay, so which is one of the main reasons why I make the cars available here. So all these parking over here is free. They're not metered, you don't have to pay. So in most cases, to the right, the car that you've booked is most likely gonna be sitting over here. As you can see, I have the silver Toyota Prius C over here, and it's parked in front of the red Toyota Prius V. And the lockbox you can see right there hanging off the window, and right behind that is the white Toyota Prius V with the lockbox, and behind that is the red Toyota Prius C, also behind the red Prius V, and an Equinox, and so on and so forth. So if you look right here, this is 4700. Okay, this is 4700 North Marine Drive. But if I give you this address is going to take you to a Walgreens. It's not going to bring you here. So this address has proven to be very problematic in the past, which is why I don't use it, which is why I use 4646, because it's more of an identifier. 4700 is the second entrance of the hospital, the new entrance. So here is the corner of Marine Drive and West Leland Avenue. Okay, this is the corner that is most associated with the location or the pinpoint to actually find the car that you booked. So always put into your GPS the corner of Marine Drive and West Leland Avenue, and it will bring you right to this intersection, and here you will find the car parked. And then you could proceed to the lockbox, enter the code which you're going to receive after your driver's license has been verified, to be able to access the vehicle. So you go ahead, the code is going to be set to 0000, 4 zeros. You go ahead, put in the code, make sure that all the numbers are lined at the middle. There's a marker right there to show you where the numbers are supposed to be placed. And you can see me carefully trying to hit the numbers on the target. Okay, and then once you retrieve your key, you could go ahead and set the numbers back to 0000. Okay, and if you are leaving, you could go ahead and put the lockbox back in the car. Also, cars are likely to be parked across the street as well. So in some cases, because sometimes parking on this street could be very challenging because it's next to the beach, and it attracts a lot of tourists and a lot of visitors during the summertime. So parking might be a challenge. So as you can see, that's the bus stop right there. I just showed you the bus stop. I showed you the parking across the street. So sometimes, in some cases, your vehicle that you booked will be parked across the street. Now, let me show you why 4700 North Marine Drive as an address is very problematic, okay? Because in this scenario here, you're gonna see that if I give you the address, you will see where it takes you. So allow me explain. This is actually a very beautiful neighborhood. As you can see, there's not much to worry about. The neighborhood is very safe. For those of you that live in this neighborhood, you know what I'm talking about. You can see a nanny walking a baby or mother, and it's just a beautiful place to live. And parking here, you have nothing to be worried about. At nighttime, it tends to be very dark. So regardless, don't be worried. As you can see, this is the decal for Walgreens. This is the big Walgreens sign. And like I was trying to explain, this is, as we turn the corner right here, you're gonna see that this is where 4700 brings you, which is why I'm less likely or less inclined to give you this address. Turning the corner right here is Walgreens. So you're gonna see that this is a Walgreens attached to the hospital. And if I give you the 4700 address, it's going to bring you to this parking lot. And that defeats the whole purpose, which is why the corner of Marine Drive and Leland is very optimal for you to find your vehicle. This is Lakeside and Marine Drive. This is the corner of Lakeside and Marine Drive right here by Walgreens. Sometimes, in very rare cases, the vehicle will be parked along these area. This is very close to the gas station, and we're going to talk about the gas station in a little bit. So this is the field. It's an open field, and I'm trying to give you a great view of the environment so that you could very able to identify when you are in the right neighborhood, when you're close to the vehicle you're trying to basically pick up. There is the Walgreens logo, which in the summertime is very hard to see it because the greeneries are back and they will cover it up, but in the wintertime it's very easy to identify it. Now, down there is the gas station. Okay, so if you're turning a car and the car does not have a full tank of gas, it's very easy to buy gas over here. I'm going to show you more on this gas station as we go down the video. This gas station tends to be very expensive, so I would recommend that you actually buy gas somewhere far away from the city. If you went out of state, or you went somewhere far away from the city, this gas station tends to be very expensive. So I recommend not to buy gas here. But if you show up and at the last minute you forgot to get gas and you remembered right before you were about to park the vehicle, I would recommend getting it from here. So this is a view of the environment so that you can familiarize yourself with the environment before you get here. As you can see, right from the corner of Lakeside and Marine Drive, you can see the cars, the vehicles parked over there. And this is Lakeshore Drive. I'm giving you a view of Lakeshore Drive so you can see all the cars driving by, and you can see how easily this location could be accessed. So it's not a very difficult place to basically get to. You can see buses coming in from downtown. You can see there's so many bus stops. It's properly located. And then in this scene here, I'm going to show you as we walk down this street. You see the bus to the right, that's a 146 bus going into downtown. You could see the gas station, and I'm going to do my best to give you a very good view of the gas station and how easily accessible it is. As you can see in this video, people are there buying gas. It's right on the same street. It's right on Marine Drive. Just a drive down from the parking spot where the cars are located. Okay, and this gas station has most of the amenities and things that you're going to need for service, like if you want to air a tire, you want to vacuum, you want to buy gas. It even has a little talk shop in there where you could buy some snacks and water and stuff like that. So here is the vacuum and air machine, and this gas station is actually located right on the smack dead on the corner of Lawrence and Marine Drive, or Clarendon, whichever one. As you can see, their gas prices, are pretty high compared to sometimes even $1 more than other places. Now we're on Clarendon. Okay, this is Clarendon and Lakeside. If you find yourself at this location, you are at the wrong place. Okay, if you find yourself on Clarendon or Lakeside, you're at the wrong place. You see any stop signs and stuff like that, you are at the wrong location. The car would be one block east from this street. This is Clarendon. As you can see, the Walgreens is actually on Clarendon, but it gives a Marine Drive address. So I would recommend that you come over to Marine Drive and not to use the 4700 North Marine Drive address. So as we walk down this street, I'm gonna take you to the next street over. And now at this point, we're approaching the corner of Leland and Clarendon. This is the parking structure attached to the hospital on the corner of Leland and Clarendon. The hospital is right behind me. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the environment. So if you find yourself at this location, you're also at the wrong place. That is 4700. So as you can see, this is very confusing. It's 4700 on both sides. So now we're going to proceed and keep walking south. So I can show you another location where if you find yourself at this location, you're at the wrong place. I've had many guests find themselves at this location, which is why I decided to make this video. Now to my right is the parking structure. For those people that might return cars at the night time, this might be a viable option. It costs about $12 to park overnight, at which point I'm able to retrieve a vehicle on your behalf. But this is the worst case scenario. This usually would be something you would encounter in the summertime. You could park here, the vehicle here, when there's absolutely no parking on the street. So this parking structure is also available if you're trying to avoid tickets and there's absolutely no place to park, which will be a likely frequent occurrence in the summertime because most beachgoers come here and they would not leave till very late at night, which makes it very difficult for guests to actually find parking after their trip ends. So this is also another intersection that if you find yourself at, you are at the wrong place. This is an entrance exit from the hospital. This is the corner of Eastwood and Clarendon. If you find yourself at this location, my dear, you are at the wrong place as well. So this is a stop sign. This is the telltale. The giveaway is that there's a stop sign on the street, which tells you you're at the wrong place. That's the parking structure where you could park for $12 overnight, and it's very easily accessible as well. I'm able to retrieve the vehicle from there. So that makes life easy for the guest. Now I'm going to proceed to show you, if you find yourself at this location, how to correct that error. So you have to walk south to the ER entrance of the hospital. And then once you get to the ER section, you're going to enter through this small road over here where the ambulances come through, and you're going to walk past the ER. Okay, you're going to walk past the ER. You see from the ER section, you're going to see a bunch of ambulances. You're going to see, say, emergency, and you can see the parking structure, the mega parking structure from this location. So this is the ER entrance of the hospital. You could basically use this place to cut through Clarendon and cut onto the next street over, which is Marine Drive, so that you could get to the location where the vehicles are parked. And shortly, how you're going to know you're getting to the location, you're going to see a bunch of people being picked up, emergency vehicles, vehicles for people that are incapacitated. And now you're going to see it brings us back full circle to 4646, which is the front and main entrance of the hospital. So you're going to see a lot of families coming to pick up their loved ones. This is the parking structure. This is the environment. That's the new building over there. You're going to see a lot of shuttle buses. You're going to basically see a lot of vehicles pulling up here and a lot of valet activity. That's what you're going to see at this location. So once again, here's what the environment looks like, just to give you a glimpse so that you could basically catch the aura of the community and understand where you are. So this is the corner of Leland and I believe it's Marine Drive, okay? Corner of Leland and Marine Drive, okay? 4700 is right there. That's 4700, okay? And this is the environment. This is what it looks like around here. Okay, this is what it looks like around here. All right? And the car you booked is just right behind me, right by the intersection right there. Okay, so this is Lockbox. You just go here, put in the code that you have in your Turo Messenger and retrieve the key. Just put in the code here and retrieve the key, okay? Have a safe, uneventful, and memorable trip.